Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name is Ritnika and you've reached Natural Vibration. I've been not doing a couple of videos because of the gateway that happened. I know you guys have felt the energies. So I've just sort of been taking it a bit easy. But I did embark on something a few weeks ago and I really wanted to talk to you guys about it. This is a disclaimer before I start that I'm not advocating anybody to do this. If you're not, medically fit or if you're below the age of 21, I would definitely not recommend you even try this. So please do consult a doctor before you get into any of this. All right, so I'm not, don't just go on what I'm saying. I just wanted to share with you my experience. So I'm not the kind of person who has ever fasted. In the Indian culture, I am Hindu by birth. Not that I'm religious, but we do have fasting on various days for various gods. It's part of our culture, but I've never actually done it. I was never really into fasting. And I'm sorry, I'm wearing my home clothes because it's really cold here. And I wasn't. It was never something that I ever thought was necessary because my whole thing was, oh, God doesn't want us to starve, So, I mean, yeah, that was my own belief. I did do a video, I did talk a bit about my sweat lodge experience. So, after I did my sweat lodge, I met my teacher as well, who had come down from LA into India. He is the Native American shaman who basically taught me everything in healing that I know. And I spent some time with him. He did some healing and some reading for me, and then I did the sweat lodge. So when I came back home, I decided that I wanted to fast. I wanted because fasting is not just about food; it's about your mind being in control, and that goes the same for something like a sweat lodge, because your fears, your insecurities start coming up when you're in the darkness and you feel like you can't breathe, you feel like you're going to pass out, there's not enough oxygen. That's actually just your ego mind, scaring the crap out of you. That's not the reality of things. And that same thing goes for fasting. People are like, oh my God, I can't do without food. It was a pure water fast. So I drank water and that's it. And my mission was, I'm going to do it for 3 days and see how that goes and maybe push it to 5 days. I have never fasted, so this was like my first time going straight into the deep end. Most people would advise that you start with a 24-hour fast, then a 36-hour fast, just to get your body used to it. So obviously, if you've not done it, please don't, try it just off the bat. It is just something I did, and I'm not sure why I did it. It just seemed like the right thing at the moment, and it was strange. So I decided I want to see if I have the mental fortitude to do it. And I was also fasted for intention. I put out the intention that I wanted to fast to heal myself. I was told I was carrying a lot of ancestral karma and ancestral pain by my teacher, and I'm like, okay, I want to work on healing that and healing any self-love issues. And I want to see how strong I am. I want to see if I am mentally strong to do this. The first day, surprisingly, was pretty okay. I wasn't that hungry. The key was always to keep yourself busy. So it is festival time and I work in music, so I had a lot of work going on in any case. So I was basically focused on working, and that kind of distracted me. If you're sitting at home doing nothing and watching TV, that's when you get hungry. And to be fair, that's when I started getting really like, oh my God, I need to eat something. But if you're working and you're doing something, then you're fine. You don't actually think about it. I started my day with warm water just because I missed my coffee. The first day went by easily. I was a bit worried because I've never actually slept on an empty stomach, So I always had to have dinner. That was my thing. And I was the kind of person, I do have some medical problems with my tummy, and I was the kind of person who, if I did eat at 7:30 or 8, whenever I was my dinner time, I would get very cranky. Like it would be a big problem. And I do have issues with, I am addicted to coffee. I do have certain addictive personalities when it comes to drinking and stuff like that. So it was a big change to sort of just completely stop everything at the same time. But it was all about the mind. And surprisingly, I lasted 4 days. I think the mistake I did on the problem with the fourth day was my legs started hurting, and I wanted to take a painkiller, but because of my tummy issue, I didn't want to take a painkiller on an empty stomach. So I was like, okay, you know what? I'm going to eat something and then take a painkiller. I have done some research, and they usually say toxins are leaving your body. I don't know if that's true, but of course, the minute something started hurting, I was like, okay, that's it, done. It's not good for you. So I stopped. So I made it to 4 days. 4 days without any food, just water, just pure water, and I had some sparkling water, which without any flavor or anything, just to sort of feel like I was having something, just gas, like water with gas. So yeah, that was it. But yes, I did lose some weight. So that helped me get my self-confidence back, because of my medical stuff, I had put on a lot of weight. I still had a lot, people have done fastings for 30 days, 20 days, 10 days, and they've all survived. So it is technically okay, but if you have a medical condition, you probably shouldn't try it, without getting your doctor's opinion. And if you're underage, please definitely don't. You're beautiful just the way you are. Let your body develop. I didn't really do it for weight loss. It just helped. The weight loss did help me with just how I felt about myself, because I was feeling a bit low. But what it did, and this is what I wanted to share with you guys, was that it actually helped, like emotionally, mentally, spiritually. I felt more connected, but more grounded at the same time. I now understand why, people fast for religious purposes, and priests and gurus fast, because it does do something. I do believe it is actually good for you. And I do plan on doing another, either 3 to 5, let's see how long I go, day fast in the new year, after New Year's Eve, because I know New Year's is going to be tough. But I have no idea if I can do it. I've been trying to do 1 day fast, but for some reason I've not been able to do it. I think it's just because my mind knows I want to eat. You have to be mentally strong to do this, okay? That is it. And every time I started feeling hungry, I would just ask myself, I'm like, are you really hungry, or is it your mind telling you that you're hungry? So I would have a bottle of water and then see what would happen, and the hunger would actually go away, because it was actually my mind telling me that I needed to eat. So if you want to try this, I would say do a 24-hour fast, or 36 hours maximum, which means you stop eating the night before and you eat the following day. You skip a whole day, or you do 24 hours. And if you're the kind of person who likes to eat dinner like I did, you can stop eating at 8 o'clock at night and then eat the next day at 8 o'clock. This is also intermittent fasting. But don't do it just to lose weight. Of course, a lot of people do it to lose weight. So, no judgment there. Of course, you can do that. But the idea was for me to be more in control of my mind, to control my ego mind, which was always talking, and which was always, coming up with like the worst case scenarios, and, this is not good for you. And I do feel better. I do feel better. I feel I made a huge breakthrough in my timeline. I've been having problems with my family, especially an uncle, and I've not spoken to them in a year. And I was expecting an apology, but I never got that. And my teacher has been telling me over the course of the year that you don't need to forgive somebody for them. You don't even have to tell them you forgive them. You forgive somebody so they don't hold that power over you anymore, and it's for your own freedom. But I was just not ready. I just didn't even want to deal with this person. I didn't even want to do anything. And surprisingly, a week after the fast, I saw this uncle at a party on Christmas Eve, and I just went and hugged him and pretty much wished him, Merry Christmas, and had a 2-second conversation, and that was it. But I didn't feel like I was obligated to do it. I don't feel bad that I did it. I'm okay with it. And I do believe that was a big breakthrough, because I do believe that was a big blockage for me. And like I said, whether you're on a twin flame journey or a regular journey, any kind of blockage in your path stops you from becoming or having everything you want, right? It stops you from becoming the person you're meant to be. So for me, it definitely helped me clear that block. So this is my thing. Again, Please, if you're underage, don't even think about it, all right? You're beautiful, and especially if you're doing it for weight loss and you're underage, below the age of 21, please don't. Your body is still developing. You have no idea what's going to happen, so give it time, all right? So please don't do that. And if you are older and wiser and you want to do it, you will lose weight, but if you go back to eating normally, you will put it back on. I have a magic scale that tells me how much water, how much muscle, how much everything I lost. I lost about 2 kgs, which is 4 pounds of fat, and then 2 pounds, no, about 4 pounds of water weight as well. Water weight comes back the minute you eat, but it's water. That was, if you are doing it for that purpose, please, make sure you're medically fit. If you're doing it for spiritual purposes or a combination, which is still fine, just please do make sure you consult a doctor. And I'm not in no way telling you to do something that may not be good for you. All right, guys, this was just a little information about how fasting helped me. If you wish to know more about some of the other things I've done, please do check the other videos on my channel. If you want to check out my card readings, I do twin flame readings, or if you want to book a session, you can log on to my website, naturalvibrations.in. All right, take care. Bye.